he has written 50 books. Deepak Chopra is the celebrated spiritual guru who mingles with everyone from presidents to pop stars. His new book is called Reinventing the Body, Resurrecting the Soul. And he says that your soul or your spirit, whatever, holds the secrets to a longer, healthier life. So please welcome Deepak Chopra. Welcome. So we said that you mingle with everyone from presidents, and you were invited. You did not crash. You were invited to the state dinner for the White House. Yes?
Yeah, I never get crashed.
Did you meet Mr. and Mrs. Salahi?
They knew not to mess with me, I think.
Well, I don't see your picture with them. Was security very tight for you?
They checked us 3 times, and they asked our names, they asked for identity, and you had to go through security.
You obviously look very suspicious.
So
I think I'm well known, so.
Right. But how did they get through if they checked them 3 times?
That's a big story.
They used somebody else's name.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They did not.
It was just lax. They really
lax.
Yeah, but that's another thing. Let's go back to Deepak. So before we talk about your book, because you've talked a little bit about this before, you were friendly with Michael Jackson for over 20 years, and you spoke to him just a few days before he died. I assume he was in good health.
When I spoke to him, he was very enthusiastic. He was looking forward to the concert, and he was exercising, he was practicing, rehearsing. He didn't expect to die. You know, Barbara, there are more deaths today from prescription drugs than street drugs. The number 1 cause of death today from prescription drugs.
Wow.
Do you think his doctor should be prosecuted?
I think, as an example, he should be prosecuted. I don't think it was intentional, though.
Interesting.
He messed up.
You know, this book, Reinventing the Body, Resurrecting the Soul, it's actually very good. I've been trying to, with 3 kids, it's tough, but I've been trying to go through various aspects
It's tough
of it.
even without 3 kids.
Well, I think, but you call it your most radical statement about healing. Why do you say that?
I think 2 things make it radical. The new studies on what is called neuroplasticity, which means you can change the structure of your brain by changing the way you think. And the second is the fact that your genes are not fixed. You know, when they did the genome project, they thought that 100,000 genes are responsible for creating your body. There are only 23,000 genes, and 60% of your genes are the same as a banana. So obviously,
not mine specifically, everybody, okay?
So what we're learning now
clear that up.
is that you can switch on your genes and switch them off. There are 500 genes that code for things like heart disease, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, obesity, inflammation.
And we have the power, you're saying, in this book to trigger them on or off.
Yes.
Well, you have, as I said, you've written 50 books and
56.
But who's counting?
He writes one every 10 minutes. But you were one of the first to talk about the relationship between the mind and the body. And that, when you first came out with it, that was very new. You were extremely controversial. But now you're not saying the mind, you're saying the soul. Yes. Now, not everybody believes in a soul.
Barbara, who's talking to me right now? Your brain or you?
Well, my brain is me.
Your
now,
brain
I'm talking about a soul.
Yes.
I'm not talking about my brain.
No, you are using your brain to speak to me right now. Who's the you? When you say I, who's that? There's a core consciousness that is outside of space-time, and that survives the death of the physical body. That core consciousness is where you get your creativity, your inspiration, your insight, your intuition.
That can also be my brain. It's not necessarily my soul.
No. If you can change the brain by the way you think, then you're obviously not the brain.
So, you're saying there's something external from the brain that exists.
It's a consciousness. It's a confluence of relationships, meaning, context. It's who you really are.
Right. Well, in the book you write that there's a contradiction with religion. Everyone is considered precious to God, but no one is needed.
Because religion makes you conform. Religion is divisive.
Organized religion.
Organized religion. It's divisive.
It's
all the problems in the world today are in the name of God. You know, all the wars, the terrorism in the name of God.
You don't believe in a personal God.
I believe in a consciousness that is the seat of intelligence. The universe is creative. It's evolving. It is conscious. So I do believe in a field of consciousness. God is too magnificent to be squeezed into the volume of a body in the span of a lifetime.
Right, of course.
But do you believe in a creator, like a God that created the earth?
I believe in a consciousness that differentiates into space, time, energy, information.
You're not going to use the word creator.
Yeah, no, I don't. GOD, generation, organization, delivery.
Okay.
No, it's silence.
A hush fell over the desk.
You know, you say that the concept of that our body being a machine, which is made of a bunch of moving parts, and that's fiction.
Yes.
And you said that our bodies are not things. What do you mean when you say that?
Your body is a process. You recycle your body once a year. 98% of the atoms in your body are recycled in 1 year. A new stomach every 5 days, a new skin once a month, a new skeleton every 3 months. Even the DNA, which holds memories of millions of years of evolution, it actually recycles every 6 weeks. So you are not your body. And if you understand how to recycle it, you can reinvent the body.
Well, you know, we can see why
I'm
you're
reinventing mine.
just by being here.
Huh?
Yeah, that's right. Well, Deepak Chopra, as he said, has written 56 books, and they are all interesting, and as is this one, and you can go through it because everyone in our audience is getting a copy of his new book, Reinventing the Body, Resurrecting the Soul, and we can see why you've been fascinating people for years. Thank you for being with us, and we'll be right back.